Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay. This time I'm not using my headset today. I don't feel like it. Alright. Lower the volume so I don't overlap so much. Okay. Greetings, Galleon. Alpha now tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scion shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tartaru is cooperating with Alpha Node to see all that is readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Raven's Toll of late, and I wonder if Sappho might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if is there aught to be he requires? Boink. You know, when I get to Heaven's Ward and so forth, it's going to get really interesting because I'll be switching jobs. Because that's when I hit the end game of leveling up my other jobs. So it's going to be interesting. I'll be switching between my Summoner, my Bard, my Scholar, my Paladin, maybe my Dark Knight at times. Because I was playing heavily on those. Ooh, hello. What can I do for you, Galleon? I thought you had your hands full helping out with the new arm of the Scions. I barely noticed your recruits arrived. Tis barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offered aid, tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to Edison, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Saffron, the shipment! We got it! Gods, woman, what befell? Wait, we were paying a shipment to Raven's Toll, provisions and earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over the Mordana, we were sent upon burnt grenades. I believe we have been the heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. You're not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take a rest and allow someone along to tend to these wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then it is likely to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishkor will need to be informed. Whence did the supplies originate? House Forbes. Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. We collected the provisions from Count Dragonhead proper. Understood. I should say that they're praised of this development. Galleon, are we in good terms with the Knights of House Forbes? I'll be sent a missive immediately, of course, but I will also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes of lightening your load, but I need someone who can help me bring this incident to satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishkars are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for understanding. I'm certain Lord Harshfont will be glad of your assistance. Harshfont! Well, is it my fine friend Galleon Turdell? Will you care to play a Rosa Cockerel? Some unmulled wine? No? I see you have not come to a hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening urgent missive from Riven's Toll. An unexpected timing of arrival is no coincidence.
The incident with the New Frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Harshbound. Sorry, reenacting Final Fantasy VI right here. Galleon, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repair system vigil proceeds apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong, that the Dravanians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that matters a masonry are not what brought you here to Whitebrim. On the trail of band of thieving heretics, you say? What a fury, but do you seem to send to cross paths with those villains? I must confess, then, it's a sad truth that the Wild's hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly without warning, and are canny enough to invade our most able trackers. But it's not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves found somehow changed. I don't know what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis unsettling and unnatural zeal. Perhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims, as fate would have it. Your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him out to the infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his facilities, or faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that can aid you in your task. Do it. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help to catch those cowardly black hearts. I was traveling my usual route and white brim up front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground. Several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals. They were taking everything. To this then, one of them noticed my blurry glaze and stalked over a bear, quanked my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that's where they're hauling my goods, but you will not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'tis a miracle I survive at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Yeah, you're lucky. Getting clunked by a mace? Whew. That doesn't sound good in my book, but Gold Soldier is going to be popping up soon. Bitch, please. Yeah, try your weapons, pal. Wait, I recognize the adventurer. Here come seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We're on patrol when we each chance across one of their raiding parties and pursuing them here. By rights, we should have them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished, like icy wraiths. You glimpse a woman on a top glyph? Could it be Iceheart herself came to sneer at our folly? Until where did she disappear? The heretics must be discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. When I have demanded the risk for investigation, it be best we return to Whitebrim front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. Oh wow, they're kicking the hell out of him. Must have a blue mage. Oh, never mind. Maybe not. Oh, they failed. What will happen? Wait. What is going on? Or is he actually getting missiled? Yeah, he's getting missiled. I'll use physic as a summoner. Wow, Blue Mage actually can kick the shit out of him. That's funny. There's supposed to be restrictions for that, but I guess not him. Super boss my ass. Ugh. I don't understand. They were contemplating to get rid of our res. Our res. And now they never think about our physic, which is so useless. Oh, cure points at 400. That's great. What's my cure rate there? Look, 885. My scholar does better. Grant, it's a mind skill. I feel freaking ill for 21,000 right there. But nope, Stoner. Oh, let's just keep that on our bar. Why? Why? You thought about getting rid of our res, but you don't want to get rid of our physic. Kellyanne, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spare no detail in the report. The men you found near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be best to so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat that these heretics pose. Well, I understand you might balk in the notion, but I must ask you that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what will very well be lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and reinforce Lord Hodgefont of your discoveries. He will wish the plan and contingents of his own. As for Isart and our fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Yeah, I think in this patch, yeah, I gotta be at a 2.4 patch. I gotta be. Sure, let's change the title early, but I won't. I'll do that later. I gotta be at 2.4.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
She's hot and icy.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche.
Nice anagram.
On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Because right now I have 2 more dungeons and 2 trials left before this Realm Reborn's over. Actually, no, sorry, 3 more trials. Keep forgetting about him. Galleons, 'tis good to see you return to the Toll. How far are you in the frozen wastelands of Korthros? House promises sends a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Hodgmont for his continued generosity. Yet, even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract even greater numbers of those who will do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alpha Node's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Threats. Brave new companions. Oh boy. While you're away in Korthros, preparations for an Agro Samurai were all but completed, although Totoro has yet somewhat flustered. I'm taking enough of your time. Why don't you head the Rising Stones to see if your frantic receptionist will do with the hand. Totoro. Toink. These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file a lie on my waste paper basket. Oh, Galleon, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid. Let's see. Would you be there and hand me these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't time to track them all down. Recruits know to don their garb immediately and reassemble here in Rising Stones. You want to report directly back to Alpha Node if we don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Stones will ever have a matching uniforms. A well-funded organization as well-dressed organization, I suppose. Oh, Jesus Christ. 8 freaking uniforms we got per cent? Jesus Christ. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I thought at first it had Asmongold. Those who believe in this company will see no riches or short-sighted fools. Given oneself tis an investment in the future, thus I just sign my name into the cause. Remember this, dude. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for ourselves, there shall be wealth of plenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Remember this little fuck. Thought best maybe my fellows here. I admit there is no idea where we're supposed to be doing. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my instructions to the War Dwellers. Remember these names and remember these people because they're gonna play a big role. The Scarlet Guard marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom, a hardy defender of Limbs of Limsa. Yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put us on my Maelstrom uniform. My word was certainly not lack of color. I don't believe we met. I'm Ilbert. I'll have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much as I did lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially abandoned strangers. Sloppy. Little Mago could learn much from Reverend Soul, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I never want quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Going through the gods, I didn't expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your final battle is what inspired me to come to Reverend's Toll. 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Roll. Hello there, lad. Looking for me, was he? I suggested giving me a whistle, but I'm not sure I hear it amongst all the bustle. Oh ho! Proper uniforms and all. This thing has cut off the blood of me head. Not to worry though. I'm sure she'll be fine by making a few adjustments. And her. Isor is at last retired from the adventurous life, though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit. I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Yes, you will, Annie. Ah, yes, the info. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pleasure myself such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Less than half of those people I would like. The others? Sloppy. Yes, Galleon. Totoro mentioned you were handing out the new recruit uniforms. I'm assuming you're now met with the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We're not yet an army, but there is much small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall become known across the breadth of Eorzea. Our moment of truth draws near, Galleon. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. There we go.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, It is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
Okay, they're the Black Ops group.
The Scions stand ready.
I hate this part.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well?
So, back to Relay. The Isle of Val is pretty much Eureka and Stormblood content, which I won't show anytime soon or later. But it becomes Eureka's content. And what happened at the end of it was Kryl's grandfather, Golf, which is a reference to Final Fantasy V. He has pretty much he teleported the whole freaking Badassian Isles to a new location because, one, there was an Ascian looking after Eureka, which is Eureka itself, it's a primal, pretty much, but it's a different type of primal. It's a primal that can create anything. Hence, better example, Odin. Odin is not a person, it's the weapon. Whoever wields it becomes the new Odin. So what Eureka is, they create these weapons, and whoever holds them gets pretty much possessed in a way. So Odin is like a byproduct what Eureka is. So what happened is that the Ascian was trying to acquire Eureka itself, and it has enough power to actually create another Hydaelyn. It could create a god if it wanted to, which is bad because if it did, you know how much energy that will take around the whole planet? It will destroy the planet itself. It would. It'll do anything in its power. It's like a wish, but with a bad consequence. Like, oh, I want 1,000,000 gil. Okay, here's 1,000,000 gil. Okay, I just took away a freaking house. Oh, you want a whole country? Okay, I literally destroyed a country. So it has consequences. Unfortunately, when I did Eureka, I did the one that sacrificed one of the characters who pretty much destroyed Eureka itself. So take the life, destroy a life, pretty much. And thus Eureka was pretty much dead. If I went on Cryol's route, she would want to contain it. But unfortunately, everyone else was kind of like, what happened to Ascians will come after again. I don't know which Ascian was after it, though. I don't know if it was Pasharat who was after it, or Ultima. One of the few Ascians that are somewhat alive or not been mentioned. Ish, sort of. But, yeah. So, Cryo stays alive. I can't remember how where was her abouts. I'll explain later on when I get to Heaven's Ward area. But, yeah. Eureka was a rather interesting storyline, how it went. It's like it kind of wrapped up this conclusion of the Isles vow. But same sense, it's like, okay, what the hell? Okay, back to this.
I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
Nope, she's taking a nap.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Huh. I didn't realize he had Thalix a Scholar as a symbol. Oh. Okay, so I am done with 2.3 now. So this is the Isle of Val. Or no. Never mind. Oh, here we go. Very good. See, the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared from the faith from the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Meanwhile, pretty much the Pope of Ishgard. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of guards. Labria. Ilbis. Yep. That ends part 5. Thus, that was 2.3. So, yeah. How Heaven's Ward. So, I guess I'll end this video. We'll go 2.4 and 2.5, and we'll end it off to Heaven's Ward arc. 2.5 is going to be freaking ridiculous because it's so long at the end. It's like, oh my god, can we be done with this? So, I think it's time for a new mount change up. What do we have? We don't know. Maybe something I accomplished during that time? We shall see. Until next time, in the next 5 minutes or so, goodbye.